Hello and welcome to Guitar of the Day. So this is the Westone Spectrum 3. And as you can see, it is a really beautiful guitar. You see that colour on there, the Blueburst, stunning. Right, so these are the specs for the Westone Spectrum 3 guitar. It has 500k pots and it has two push-pull knobs on it. So the first one, this one here, this is a coil tap. So we pull out and that will tap for coil for the two humbuckers on the guitar. And then the knob below that, the other tone knob, that has a phase switch. So if we pull it out, you get a phase, the sound coming out of it, okay? So that's a nice thing. It's a 5-way selector. The pickups on this guitar are made by Matsumoku themselves, by Westone. Hammer 1 humbucker, then a Super 2 single coil, then another Hammer 1 humbucker. The guitar has an alder body, maple neck, rosewood fingerboard. The neck has 22 frets and is a 25.5 scale. Now this guitar was made in 1984. You can tell that by the serial number on the back of the headstock. They were made at a factory called the Matsumoku factory in Japan. Matsumoku were kind of like the Court of today. Court make guitars at their plants for many different manufacturers, and Matsumoku did the same thing back then in Japan. Westone were Matsumoku's own brand, kind of like Court making their own guitars. In my opinion, these are probably some of the best guitars ever made, purely because of their cost at the time and the quality. You know, there was no skimping on quality. They had the same love and care put into them that they were making for other manufacturers who had a much higher price template. Unbelievably, I managed to pick this guitar up years ago and I got it for £160. Now, if they were making these today at the quality spec that there is, a made in Japan guitar, you're probably looking at over £2,000. So you can see how highly I regard this guitar and the other Westone ones I've got. They are great guitars, so if you're looking for a more budget-friendly guitar on the used market, then I'd say if you find a Westone, get it. Okay, check it out first, make sure it's all working. But this was in mint condition. I mean, it had like a couple of little scratches on it, and that was it. So whoever looked after it before, I thank you very much. A wonderful find. If you're enjoying watching this video, please consider smashing that like button and subscribing to my channel so that I can keep on bringing this free content. Right, okay, so this is the chain I'm using in this video. I'm going from a Boss NS2 noise suppressor pedal, then into my Boss TU3 chromatic tuner, then into the Origin Effects MEQ driver, then into my Blue Guitar Amp 1 Mercury Edition, and then from the Mercury Edition going into a load box, the Torpedo Captor 8, and then from the Captor 8 into my interface. From my interface, I'm then going into Reaper, and I'm using Amplitude 5. Now what I've done is I've actually taken out the amp. So this is the amp that shows up straight away. I've taken that out of commission because I'm using the Blue Guitar Amp 1 as my amp. And I'm just using this for IRs and effects. First of all, I've got a noise gate. As I've just said, the amp is taken out. Then in the return of that section, I have this delay. Then after that, we have the cabinet section. So I'm using this particular cabinet, the 412 Brit 8000. This is the cabinet that matches up with the amp. So I left that as it is, and I have changed the microphones. So first microphone is a dynamic 421. My other microphone is Ribbon 160. Anyone who knows me well knows that that is my favourite combination. After that, we're going into a little bit of processing, very slight processing. I've got an EQ81, which is a emulation of a Neve EQ, and then an emulation of a 1076 compressor. After that, just to show you the different levels and the thing, this is the mics, the room, and bus and D aren't being used. So that is the simulation that I'm going through to get my cabinet sound and effects. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Sabs out.